Next, I'll talk about the strategy of monitoring. Monitoring is when learners stop and think about the text and know what to do when meaning is disrupted. Meaning in a text can be disrupted when we come across words that we can't decode quickly or effectively, or when we don't understand the meaning of a new or unusual word. Children need to have ways to maintain meaning when reading texts, and you may be able to help your child by using various prompts such as, why did you stop reading? Did that make sense? Did that look right when you read it? Do you need to read that again and fix it up? And did that sound okay? Another way to encourage monitoring when reading is to have students retell what has just happened to ensure they are listening to themselves while they read. Another way to assist your child with monitoring is to allow them to use a dictionary, a thesaurus, or the glossary of a book if their vocabulary is interesting, new, or technical. You can also encourage them to use new vocabulary in conversations or when they're writing. The fifth strategy is visualizing. Visualizing is when learners create a mental image from a text that has been read, viewed, or heard, or when students visually express main ideas in the form of a flowchart, diagram, or drawing. Visualization brings the text to life, engages the imagination, and uses all of the senses. It is also personal, as the child can use this strategy to make the content or the learning relevant to them. Some ideas to encourage visualizing at home might be to pose questions like, can you describe the picture or image you've made in your head when you read the text? Can you draw what you think that looked like? Or is there a way you can draw that so it helps you to remember the information? A fun activity can be to cover the illustrations in a picture book and have your child draw one of the pages after listening carefully to the story. After your child has drawn the picture, it is interesting to see how their visual interpretation of the story is different or similar to that of the author, of that of the illustrator. The last strategy I'll talk about is summarizing. When summarizing, students identify and accumulate the most important ideas and restate them in their own words. This is a very important skill as we actively process the information and make our own versions, which makes the information much more memorable. Questions to ask to help your child with summarizing could be, can you retell the story? And who are the main characters? Tell me about the setting and the sequence of events. You could ask, what did you learn from this informative text? Or even, if you were to tell another person about this story or text, how would you describe it in a few sentences? This brings me to the end of this summary of the Super 6 comprehension strategies, which are making connections, predicting, questioning, monitoring, visualizing, and summarizing. It has been by no means exhaustive, and there are many other ways that our teachers have been teaching your child about ways to comprehend texts. I think the most important thing to remember when reading with your child at home is that you want your child to feel confident when reading and supported when learning and practicing new reading behaviours and strategies. Allow your child to read whatever spikes their interest and to take the lead from them. You know your child best, and you'll know if it's a time to encourage deep reflection of a book or if it's time to have the reading as just a time of enjoyment. Thank you, parents, for taking the time to watch this video, and if you'd like some further information about how you can help your child with reading strategies at home, please get in contact with the school. Bye.